Here's how I'm using Notion to productize my business and create lead magnets and other assets and resources I can then leverage with my clients, as well as new leads coming in and prospects, and build my following. And it goes back a little bit to what I have spoke about in the other episode about documenting. We we do a lot of we deliver a lot of work when we are consultants, or agency owners, freelancers. We create a lot of assets as part of our work, as part of working with our clients. And very often what happens is that we give that asset to the client, and it's theirs, and we kind of forget about it, and then the new client comes in and we create a new asset for them. And that's obviously the opposite of productization and standardization is. So what productization basically is making sure you have a standard approach to how you deliver your service to a client. That's what productized service is having that kind of copy paste formula of how you deliver to a client so that the client gets the results. It doesn't mean you don't have that creative piece or creative part. Like, let's say you're a branding agency, or you do something creative work, like you're a ghostwriter, whatever. It does not mean you don't have that piece, but the way you approach the delivery itself, that has to be standardized and that has to be productized. So when you deliver something, the first time, obviously that's not a candidate for productization. But as soon as you realize you are delivering the same thing for different clients, various clients, this is the candidate to productize. This is the candidate to standardize your approach, so you don't reinvent the wheel every single time. And I remember myself when I was running an agency, I would deliver something for the client, just kind of unconsciously deliver a good result. And then a new client would come in and I would need to figure out again how to do that. And I would do that again, unconsciously, just like because I knew what I was doing, but there was no process I was following. Like, there was process in my head, but like it wasn't documented, it wasn't, formalized. And so that created the problem where I wasn't as efficient and as effective as I could have. And it was hard also if there was if I had a team member, a VA, whatever, to tell them how to deliver certain, how to do certain things so that we get the same result. And the idea behind productization is not only to make your work more efficient so that you can have more clients and make more money, because that's the biggest kind of dial you can turn when it comes to profitability, but also having productized approach means you can have a very standardized results for clients, meaning it's a replicable result for various clients. So it's not a lot. It's not luck. It's not how it's not how you felt that day. It's not about your mindset of that day. It's not how efficient you were, because you have a standardized process that delivers the results. You can replicate that process for every new client, and that gives you that guarantee, if you will, that you will get a good result for the client, right? So that's kind of productization piece. Another way to look at it is that when you document what you do, you can then create assets for, like I said, existing clients, right? And then also for new clients, meaning for prospects or leads. So, for example, I recently created a few playbooks, which is essentially a list of steps people need to take in order to achieve a certain result. So I have a playbook for LinkedIn DMs on how to ensure that your DMs are, not spammy, that they bring results, that they close clients. I have a the playbook on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. I have a playbook on how to actually build a $100,000 agency. So all the steps and all the kind of points that you need to pay attention to in order to achieve that goal. And I created them based on questions I had from my clients or from my audience. And I would normally, back in the day, I would deliver that to them and just forget about it. But these days, what I do, I put everything in Notion and I deliver that to the client, or deliver that to a prospect. And then I kind of combine multiple playbooks, if you will, or multiple, assets into one big asset, and that creates this beautiful, amazing lead magnet, for example. So my lead magnet now is like 60 pages long. I know some of you might say, well, aren't lead magnets supposed to be this, quick and dirty, implementable thing? Yes, they are supposed to be that. But at the same time, if I have someone who wants a full playbook on how to build $100,000 agency, I already have that without any additional effort from my end. So it just happens like organically that I document what I'm doing for other people, and I'm putting that together as the big asset. And my plan with this is actually twofold. One, I will turn this into a book, and two, I will turn this into a separate program or separate, course, because these playbooks are answering very specific, practical, tangible questions directly from my audience. And that's exactly what you should be doing as a business. Again, I'm a broken record. Every business exists to solve a problem. If your audience has a problem, you have to fix that problem. And because I'm fixing these problems that my audience is kind of voicing, then I know that my program that is based on these playbooks will be a perfect match for that audience. And so I'm not building something that I think they will need. I'm building something that they need because they're telling me they need that. And I'm building something kind of along the way of something else I'm building anyway. So it's not that I need to spend now, 2 months building something. I am delivering this to the client. I'm delivering this to the lead. I'm delivering this to someone else. I might as well, repackage this, reformat this into a playbook, if you will, and then have it as an asset for the future. So my approach to this is that I use Notion. You can use anything else. That doesn't really matter. I just use Notion because it's easy for me. You can use Google Docs as well. You can create a folder, and then in that folder you will have different Google Docs. That works very well as well. And then what I do is that I have a folder called Lead Magnets and Offers. And then within that Lead Magnets and Offers, I have various offers. So let's say I have a lead who's asking me, hey, can you do this for me? How would this look like? How can we work together? And I build something especially for them. Even though they're going to be part of my group consulting program, I will create an offer, an offer doc specifically for them, specifically tailoring my approach to their situation, and I'll keep it in that folder of in Notion. And same with any questions for like, hey, how would you approach? Someone asked me the other day, how would you approach DMs and do you have any scripts? I created a playbook when it comes to like building relationships on LinkedIn, and I have it there as well. And then what I do, and I have a bigger playbook that consists of those smaller ones as well. So that is my approach, is basically to document everything we do, not lose that knowledge that we have. And one other thing that I have done is any frameworks that I'm building for clients, any methodologies that I have, I started documenting those separately as well. So I have a Notion doc where I put all my frameworks, framework on how to re-engage existing email lists, on how to engage, get good engagement on your content on LinkedIn, on how to do DMs, how to optimize your profitability, how to improve efficiency in your business, and all the other things, all the frameworks I'm discussing with my clients, I extract and put in a separate folder so that in the future I can reuse those and build a frameworks playbook, or use it in my program, or share as content on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever it is, right? So it's all about documenting and being intentional about the content and the processes and everything else that you build in your business, so that you don't lose it as you grow.